Her laugh cut through the sound of waves like a blade through silk. Light, effortless, cruel. I stood a few feet away, pretending to scroll through my phone, pretending I didn't hear her say it. I just asked him to put sunscreen on my back. If you're jealous, go home. Then she laughed again, turning toward him, her hand brushing his shoulder as if I no longer existed. As if I were some guest who had stayed too long at her party. The others laughed too. That kind of forced, shallow laughter that fills the air when everyone senses something breaking, but no one wants to name it. I felt it. The slow unraveling of something I had built in silence. Years of trust, folded neatly, now spilling across the sand like blood in water. I didn't say a word. I smiled, nodded, even raised my drink to my lips. Inside, something colder than anger settled in. By the time the sun went down, my return flight was booked. One way, midnight. I watched her from across the dinner table that evening. She was radiant, free. And I realized she wasn't just laughing at a joke, she was laughing at me. The next morning, my phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Calls, messages, her name lighting up the screen like a siren I refused to hear. I let them ring. I sat at the small hotel desk, still dressed in last night's shirt, my boarding pass folded neatly beside my coffee cup. The flight had landed hours ago. She must have noticed by now that I was gone. Her last message read, "Are you serious? You left? Over sunscreen?" Yes, over sunscreen. Over the way her eyes lingered on him. Over the way she had dismissed me in front of everyone, stripping me of my place before her with one laugh. It wasn't about sunscreen. It was about everything that came before it. The sudden change in how she guarded her phone. The new password on her laptop. The late-night showers. The careful detachment when she kissed me goodnight. Lips that touched but never stayed. I replayed each moment in my head, like rewatching the security footage of a crime I hadn't realized was happening in real time. And still, I didn't want to believe it. Not yet. So I waited, quietly. Because denial is a softer bed than truth. I didn't confront her when I got home. I didn't tell her I had returned 3 days later, pretending to still be away on business. She thought I was gone. And that gave me freedom. Her car was in the driveway, his wasn't. But sometimes, when the light from the street lamps tilted just right, I could see a second silhouette behind the curtains. Tall. Confident. Familiar. I never stormed in. I watched. I noted her patterns, when she left, when she returned. The sudden surge of perfume she never used for me. The half-empty bottle of wine for two. Then came the real proof. Her smartwatch synced to my old account, still sending data to my phone. Heart rate spikes at 11:47 p.m., 2 nights in a row. I could have screamed. I didn't. Instead, I printed the data, every heartbeat, every timestamp, a graph of betrayal, dressed in numbers and silence. The next week, I called an old friend who worked in IT. He helped me recover deleted photos from her cloud storage. 7 images. Not explicit, but damning in their simplicity. His hand on her back. Her face turned toward him, laughing. The same laugh. I stared at those pictures until I stopped feeling anything. When I finally came home, she looked surprised. Not relieved, surprised. "You didn't tell me you were coming back." I smiled. I didn't plan to. She hesitated, eyes scanning my face as if searching for a version of me she remembered. The man who trusted her. I set the envelope on the table. Printed screenshots, the heart rate graphs, the photos. She didn't touch them. "What is this?" Her voice cracked on the word "this." I didn't answer. I just watched her face shift. Shock, denial, fear. All the stages of guilt condensed into seconds. "You went through my things?" I almost laughed. The irony was exhausting. She covered her mouth, tears rising. But I had no sympathy left to give. "It's not what it looks like," she whispered. It's exactly what it looks like. Silence. Thick, airless. She tried reaching for my hand. I moved it away. And that's when she realized the real truth. I wasn't angry. I was done. I told her I'd already spoken to the realtor. The house would be sold by month's end. Her name wasn't on the deed. She'd insisted I handle all that boring paperwork years ago. You can stay until then, I said. After that, you'll need to find somewhere else. She blinked. The world tilted under her feet. You're leaving me over this? No, I said. I'm leaving because you already did. Her tears came fast, but I stayed still. Every sob was a note in a song I no longer cared to hear. Before I walked out, I set my wedding ring on the counter, right next to the bottle of sunscreen she'd left by the window. She stared at it like it was evidence in a crime scene. And maybe it was. I didn't answer her calls after that, or the messages, or the emails that began with apologies and ended with begging. It's strange how silence becomes power when you've been dismissed enough times. Sometimes, late at night, I'd hear her laugh replay in my mind, the same one from the beach, only now it meant nothing. I sold the house, left the city, changed my number. There's peace in distance, in knowing you could destroy someone, but choosing not to. She'll keep that sunscreen bottle for years, I think. A reminder of the day she mistook cruelty for confidence and lost everything. As for me, I've learned the quietest revenge is simply walking away before the other person realizes you already have.